Hi, everyone. James Anderson here from Anderson Law Firm here in beautiful downtown Fountain Inn. Today is May the 17th, 2018, and we're talking about one of our favorite subjects, and that is pet trusts. And behind me here, I think, on the old green screen is a little presentation for you, a little slideshow of the pets of Anderson Law Firm. So I hope you enjoy that while we discuss some substantive issues regarding our pets and our estate planning. Now, if you happen to know me, you know that I don't have any children, no two-legged children. We have a dog and a cat, Ashton and Sebastian, aka Meester, and that's the closest thing we have to kids. Myself, in my own estate planning, Kate and I, we don't actually have a pet trust ourselves. The reason being that we have family in town. My mom and dad, my mother-in-law, a sister and brother-in-law, who love our animals as much as we do, and we're sufficiently confident that if she and I were both wiped out, that somebody in the family would take in our animals and take care of them the way that we would, and that they've got the financial wherewithal to follow through with that. And that might be you. That might not be you. You might have a situation where you don't know who might take care of your animals, or that you have friends or family that would be willing to do that, but maybe you're unsure that they would have the financial wherewithal or resources to pay those pet bills, or to keep your animal groomed and boarded in the custom that they've enjoyed up until that point. So there's a lot of parallels between what happens to your dogs and cats, or horses, or pet Angus cows, or whatever you got going on, and minor children. Parents of minor children are preoccupied with the fact that what happens if our children are orphaned? Who's going to get them? How are they going to be taken care of? Right? That's almost a universal concern. And again, for some of us, we have to consider the fact: what happens if we have four-legged friends, or winged and feathered friends, or fish friends that would survive us? Who's going to take care of them? Where's the money going to come from? And there are a few ways that that folks deal with that. I mean, sometimes you'll see something as simple as, well, in a will or a trust agreement, saying, if I'm gone, I want my dog to go here, my cat to go there, and my prized parakeet to go over here. And that's fine. That's fine. As long as you know that the people that you are designating are in fact going to take care of those animals the way that you want them to do. If you got some doubt, or if there just really is no one that that is going to take care of them the way that you want them to be taken care of, you need to do something a little bit more formal. So many times the best option for a pet owner is to integrate a pet trust of some kind into their estate planning. And at its core, it's really a pretty straightforward thing. You say, okay, yes, I do want my animals to go to this particular person to serve as a pet guardian, much like you would name the guardian of a minor child. Say, this is who I want my animals to go to. This is how I want my animals to be taken care of. I want my pet guardian to make sure that my animals are, kept, inside a home, if that's what they're used to. Make sure that their vet bills are covered. Make sure that they are fed and boarded and groomed the way I want them to be. Make sure that comes time to God forbid to euthanize them, that that be taken care of as well. So that's one part of it. So this is who's going to get my animals. This is how I want my animals to be taken care of. And then the other side is the financial side. And just like some people would do with a minor child, sometimes folks will set up a trust to hold funds for the animals. The trust needs a trustee. Sometimes that trustee is the same person as the pet guardian. Again, just like we see some folks do for their minor children. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. If you maybe you have a friend, maybe someone that's not a family member, or it might be a family member who, you think would probably take your animals. You think they probably take care of them the way you want them to, but you're just not entirely sure. And you want to make sure that there are incentives, financial incentives for those people to do what you want to be done. In that case, maybe it doesn't make so much sense to put the pet guardian in charge of the money. Maybe the guardian should not be the holder of the purse strings as such. And in situations like that, we've had clients who actually have left large sums, hundreds of thousands of dollars in trust for their animals, in care of a professional trustee of a trust company. And the way we engineer those sorts of plans is we say, okay, the trust company is going to put this money to good work, continue to let that trust fund grow. The trustee is going to compensate the pet guardian for their time, and is going to have the pet guardian forward the bills, the vet bills, the grooming bills, the food bills, onto the trustee, who in turn pays them. All right, and we usually also have the pet trustee in these types of situations, act as a bit of a pet trust enforcer, to periodically check up on the pet guardian and make sure that they are in fact taking care of the animals the way that we want them to be taken care of. I think that's very important. It adds a layer of accountability. It's really pretty neat. We've seen that give. We've seen people come in the office really unsure, really perplexed, worried about what would happen to their animals, because they're not sure that the people that they want to take care of them, maybe would. Again, because maybe it's more of an acquaintance, or not a real solid relationship. So it's a good way to make sure that there's an accountability partner there, through that pet trustee / pet trust enforcer, to make sure that the guardian does what they're supposed to do. Many times, our clients who establish pet trusts, again, fund them with a generous amount of money, knowing that that the animals aren't going to likely live long enough, or require that much care to where the trust fund would be exhausted. So what we normally find is that the pet trusts are just kind of delayed charitable gifts. Many times they're rigged to take care of the animals until the last animal died, and then whatever was left in the trust fund be distributed to, say, the Humane Society or to some other charity. We've got, I'm thinking of one situation in particular where the residue of the pet trust estate would be leveraged to basically perpetually fund our local kill shelter, basically bail out animals that were about to be put down. And then there's going to be enough money there to where that's going to go on for years and years and years and years. And it creates a real neat legacy for those of us who are animal lovers, those of us who might not have children to leave things to. So anyhow, perhaps this has broadened your horizons a little bit on the subject of pet trust. Maybe it's given you some ideas. And I think that's about it. And I think you've probably seen the slideshow about 3 or 4 times now, so I'm sure you're tired of it. But hope you folks have a great day, and we're signing off. Take care.